All right, we begin with breaking news. The Senate approves a plan that would reopen the government. What still needs to happen to end the longest shutdown in U.S. history, and why some are criticizing Democrats who decided to cross party lines.
The shutdown is causing increased demand at food banks, but there's a bit of relief this week. We'll show you what's helping some families stretch their meals a little more.
Tomorrow might be the only dry day in the 7-day forecast. I'm tracking the next several rounds of wet weather in the first alert forecast. You're watching a special edition of 4 News Now.
Let's start with that breaking news. A live look at the U.S. Capitol building, where the Senate has taken a major step to reopen the government. The Senate passed a spending bill that would fund the government. Now it heads to the House for a vote. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. One of the biggest sticking points of the shutdown was extending tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. As part of that deal, Republicans promised to discuss the tax credits next month, but the Speaker of the House did not make that same commitment.
We have always been open to finding solutions to reduce the oppressive costs of health care under the Unaffordable Care Act. We just made clear that we would not and should not ever do that, that is, negotiate as hostages.
While Republicans managed to get enough Democrats across party lines, some argue they should have held out for a better deal.
I mean, you had 8 Democrats who, for a variety of reasons, decided not to continue the fight. And needless to say, I think that was a terrible, terrible mistake. We had the American people on our side. We should have continued that fight. I think the Republicans would have yielded.
The House could vote on the bill as early as Wednesday.
And while the shutdown continues, many are wondering where they're getting their next meal, as funding for the federal food assistance program is still uncertain.
Last week, many in Washington received their SNAP benefits after the Trump administration was ordered to fund SNAP. But hours later, a judge issued an emergency stay on that order. Today, the Trump administration tried to undo the millions that already went out, but the judge denied that request. Derek Strom went to a local food bank to see how things have changed since some of those payments went out.
Partners Inland Northwest says demand at their food bank isn't as high as last week, but it's still more than usual. Its CEO, Cal Koblenz, says fewer people are coming in because some families received their SNAP benefits.
Since there have been some funds released, I think that's relieved some of the pressure for some families. Now, not every family has received their SNAP benefits yet this month, so that's to be determined, but it appears as though that's going to be released.
Dominic Green says he got SNAP benefits on Friday for his family of 7. He already used his benefits to get food for his household, but he's picking up some more food for his parents.
Through the years, we've all learned how to cook better and stretch it. Leftovers is always the best, too. That's always good, leftovers. And then stretch it out, yeah. And then stock up, of course.
Green says his family keeps a list of other food banks they can go to in case there are any more issues with SNAP benefits. Even though the demand for food has still been very high at food banks like Partners, they say the community has really stepped up and donated thousands of pounds of food over just the last week.
At least 50,000 pounds in the last week of food drives.
Wow.
So putting that into elephant terms, that's about 5 adult African elephants.
Partners says it's received so many donations, it's been able to take some of the food it's purchased recently and send it to other local food pantries. Its CEO hopes the food bank will continue to give people an extra option to eat anytime they need it. In Spokane Valley, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
And the shutdown is also leading to chaos in the air, with over 2,000 flights canceled today. The FAA choosing to gradually reduce flights by 10%, they say, because of safety reasons, with air traffic controller shortages across much of the country.
In the most disciplined safety workforce in America is forced to think about survival instead of public safety. This is the cost.
President Trump today on social media posting controllers need to get back to work, recommending a $10,000 bonus for those who kept working without pay. Well, just minutes ago, you were watching the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Green Bay Packers in a close one for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, this one came right down to the wire at Lambeau Field. Let's send it over to Mia Green with tonight's play of the game. Mia.
And of course, like you mentioned, the Eagles and Packers just wrapped up Monday Night Football. The Eagles won 10-7. Of course, that means we got play of the game for you. And It was quite a thriller. Jalen Hurts, the man himself, looking in the end zone. He spots Devontae Smith. He throws it, and it's caught. 36-yard touchdown. Number 6 got 6 for the Eagles. That gave them the lead. It ended up winning that one for them. And all eyes on this one. Tomorrow, the Zags host the ranked 23rd Creighton Blue Jays. 2 ranked teams going head-to-head at the McCarthy Athletic Center. The Blue Jays do hold a slim 6-5 edge in the all-time series, but the Zags took the win in the last meeting between the two in the 2021 Sweet 16. Both teams will look for a statement win and to remain undefeated. Head coach Mark Few spoke about the energy that he wants from his team.
You know, it's a fine line. I want these guys in attack mode and thinking about making plays, and especially in a game, high possession game like this. So.
And although it'll be 2 ranked opponents going head-to-head after the big win over the Sooners, the Zags moved up 2 spots in the ranking, sitting at 19th now. Tip-off against the Blue Jays is tomorrow at 7 p.m. And the Cougs were at home tonight hosting the St. Thomas Tommies. Final score on that one from tonight just wrapped up, 81-71. And wow, that was awesome. Thank you guys so much. And back to you guys.
All right, Mia, thank you. Well, it was foggy out there tonight.
Yeah, it was. We saw some rain as well. Sounds like we're going to see a lot more rain throughout the course of the week. Here's Chris Crocker with that first alert forecast.
It is November in the inland Northwest. Fog and rain, that is what we do until the snow flies. We're looking live over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, the Spokane County Courthouse, both lit up in green for our veterans, Operation Greenlight. But we're definitely seeing that fog in downtown Spokane, especially right along the river, and that has been expanding tonight. Here's our forecast for fog starting off at our current time. I have the red on there instead of the gray, just so you can see better where our dense fog is going to be. Red is the most dense fog. Yellow is the lighter fog, and we're going to see that red fog really take over from Spokane's West Plains all the way out Highway 2 into portions of the Columbia Basin, to a lesser extent in some of the valleys of North Idaho, but you'll still run into some pockets of dense fog. And then right now it looks like it's going to be a little bit clearer further to the south, Moscow, Pullman, and Lewiston, where you didn't get as much rain today. Temperatures right now are in the 40s in most locations, a few 30s on the map, and we'll be bottoming out at 34 with that fog to start the day. Gradual clearing, should get some sunshine, a high of 49, 44 is our average high. That might be our last completely dry day for a while. I'll explain coming up in your forecast, Kirsten.
We better prepare. Thank you, Chris. On this month's ballot, Liberty Lake voters were asked whether they want the city to build a new library.
As of the last count, nearly 55% of voters were against it. Now, this was an advisory vote, not a binding one, meaning the city could still decide to move forward with this. Madeline Mullins shares what the future holds for the Liberty Lake Library.
The Liberty Lake Library is at capacity.
In order to have a service level that's appropriate for the population, we need more space for more books. At this point, we can't add any more books to the collection. We cannot expand a library of things, which so many people have asked for.
More room for books, children's programming, and computers are just some of the things that the 3 different proposed library designs promised. But with the price tag of $12 to $15 million, voters were skeptical. These comments on Facebook show how some in the community felt when this project was originally proposed. One comment questioning whether or not this would raise taxes.
When I spoke with those who live here in Liberty Lake earlier this summer, many of them shared with me that they don't want a new library. They would rather this plot of land be used for other things like a pool.
But even though the city asked voters on the November ballot, it was essentially a survey. Now, the future of the library is up to city leaders.
So we'll have to see what the new council wants to do with respect to picking up that existing project and moving it forward, potentially reshaping it in some way, or starting from scratch and figuring out how to meet the needs of the community with respect to a library.
2 newly elected city council members told me the outcome of the vote speaks for itself. One of them said it's either back to the drawing board or time to explore a new project with more community support. In Liberty Lake, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, there will be a new face on the Spokane City Council representing Spokane's 1st District, with Sarah Dixit beating incumbent Jonathan Bingle by 156 votes. According to the county, all votes have been counted, and as things stand, this race does not meet the requirements to trigger a recount. Bingle released a statement tonight, reading in part, "While tonight may feel heavy, I remain hopeful. Spokane is still worth fighting for. The challenges are real, but so is the potential. I believe our best days are still ahead of us if we stay engaged, stay committed, and continue working to make this city a place where families can thrive, businesses can grow, and every neighbor feels safe."
Spokane voters have also approved both parts of the Together Spokane plan. The $440 million plan was made up of 2 separate ballot measures. Spokane Public Schools' $200 million bond that requires a supermajority of 60% to pass was approved with nearly 62% of the vote. The other half is Spokane Parks and Recreation's $240 million levy. This only needed a simple majority, and it passed with nearly 56% of the vote. Now, that money will go toward funding over 200 projects across the city.
And one of the first will be to renovate Adams Elementary.
That school's in desperate need of modernization. It's over 100 years old. We have planned for that project, and we'll actually start transitioning kids in December and January to a temporary school site, and so construction will start right away.
To see some of the other projects under the Together Spokane plan, head to KXLY.com/forthepeople. East Adams Rural Healthcare may have to close its Ritzville Hospital, and that could leave people in the area with no nearby emergency care.
According to the organization, the hospital is experiencing severe financial difficulties. EARH is now seeking state funding to keep the doors open. If the hospital closes, the nearest emergency room would be 45 minutes away. It's also applying to become a rural emergency hospital, which opens them up for more funding. But that requires approval from the state legislature. All right, still ahead, President Trump issues dozens of pardons, including some of his closest allies accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election. We'll break down who's on the list and what the move could mean.
And a local artist is honoring hometown heroes one brushstroke at a time. See the powerful new mural in Chewelah that's bringing veterans' stories to life. Next on 4 News Now.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest. 4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
At Perfection Tire, your safety is our top priority with superior tire brands like Cooper, Nokian, and Toyo tires.
Plan ahead and save with Perfection's preseason pricing going on now. We have everything your vehicle needs for winter driving.
This is your community, and your stories deserve to be heard. At 4 News Now, we're here to listen, connect, and bring you the news that truly matters. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Hi, how can I help you guys?
We're here to win.
Your bucket list? Win big at Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel, proud sponsor of Gonzaga basketball.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Wherever you need us, American On Site.
When you get injured in a car accident, you're going to have to fight with a big insurance company
who make huge profits by paying out small settlements.
That's when you call Russell and Hill.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
DJ Mickey and his friends invite you to an adventure that's off the charts. Only at Disney on Ice Let's Dance. Enjoy a special holiday sing-along pre-show included with your ticket. Playing Spokane Arena November 14th through 16th.
Don't get left out in the cold.
Beat the crowds and save with Perfection Tire's pre-season pricing. Plus, get expert winter service with our certified technicians to keep your car running smoothly all season long.
Nobody beats perfection.
Well, the American Legion Post in Chewelah has stood for more than a century. It's a place members come together and find community while honoring each other's service to the country.
And now members of Post 54 can take pride in a new building renovation just in time for Veterans Day tomorrow. Mary Sheridan, shows us a closer look at the community's new mural that's years in the making.
I just do it the way, whatever comes to my mind, I guess.
Local artist Sherry Ballman began painting a mural on the side of the American Legion building in the spring of 2024. We caught up with her 2 months ago.
I'll say, I'll do a panel in 2 days, and it takes me 2 weeks, but...
But Ballman is capturing entire lifetimes in this mural. Each panel depicts a war scene with a figure modeled after a real local veteran.
She was a nurse in World War II, and we found out about her, and then her daughter sent us pictures, and so we're putting her in there.
This kind of community involvement has allowed this project to evolve, and members hope that this beautification will welcome a new generation to the group.
It's not just a local pub, it's got a purpose.
Dennis McDonald organized the renovations, which began when his group of American Legion riders helped resurface the building's crumbling facade last year.
We had no idea that we would spend weeks, actually over a month, just doing the renovation on the front of the building so that it could be used.
And then Ballman started painting.
When it started getting cold, we would bring down a propane heater and heat the building so we could keep painting.
Until one rainy Monday in November.
Actually, this morning, I put one of the final touches on there.
Just in time for Veterans Day, so this mural can be fully appreciated by a grateful community.
The place was not very inviting, and now it's quite the benefit to the community and the front of our buildings.
Reporting in Chewelah, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
I love it. That is worth checking out. Well, we've had 400ths of an inch of rain today in Spokane, although we've dried out now. Our year-to-date total is gaining on average. We're almost 11 inches, and we'll easily get there this week. I'll tell you about the wet weather on the way after the break.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
The holiday heroes are ready to make your holiday dinner better than ever. This year, make your holiday feast as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Visit eatgoodgroup.com, heat and eat. 2. Select your meal. 3. Pick up your feast and heat and eat. Hurry, orders must be made by November 22nd. Order online at eatgoodgroup.com.
This is where all your dreams come true. You
Moulin Rouge, the musical, is the winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, November 19th through 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Maybe your home project is possible. And maybe those unexpected bills are more manageable than you think. Maybe investing in your business is the right move right now. Because BECU is making it easier with reduced rates on loans for a limited time. So maybe all you need is a financial partner whose goal is to help you reach yours. Check today's rates at becu.org/great rates.
NIU has been serving our community for over 50 years. It's a broad mix of cancer care. We see all kinds of urologic cancers and take care of those patients here.
The partnership we have allows us to deliver all the different options all in one place. With a new diagnosis of prostate cancer, you'll have all the options available, everything from the latest surgical options to the latest radiation options, and so we're happy to help with that.
Most patients are referred by their primary care doctors. Patients can certainly always pick up the phone and give us a call as well.
What's more powerful than an unexpected storm? Insurance that helps clean it up. Western National Insurance. That's the power of nice.
This is where all your dreams come true. You
Moulin Rouge, the musical, is the winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, November 19th through 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
The holiday heroes are ready to make your holiday dinner better than ever. This year, make your holiday feast as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Visit eatgoodgroup.com, heat and eat. 2. Select your meal. 3. Pick up your feast and heat and eat. Hurry, orders must be made by November 22nd. Order online at eatgoodgroup.com.
4 News Now, brought to you by the Tire Store.
All right, check this out. This is a live look of a foggy night in downtown Spokane. If it wasn't for the lights on the pavilion and the podium, we might not really be able to see much of anything across the way from our KXOY studios here. But yeah, I actually noticed it coming back in from dinner break. As you descended into the city, you could see that fog covering everything.
It's giving Stranger Things vibes.
Yes, oh, get used to it. We are in the fog season, and with a wet weather pattern, there's probably a lot more to come. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We are going to have morning fog. We're going to have nighttime fog too, but it'll be around tomorrow morning. A dry Veterans Day, however. Expect pretty nice weather as we get that fog to clear late in the morning, early afternoon. We should get some sunshine. The rain returns especially late in the week, but Wednesday we'll see some showers as well. Possibility of some snow mixing in. No measurable snow expected in the valleys, but it's about time we start to see that snow creeping into our forecast. Today, here's our satellite and radar. The last of that rain is moving out of the region. This is the system that brought us that 0.04 of an inch of precipitation earlier this afternoon. Our chance of rain over the next several days goes from 0% tomorrow up to 30 on Wednesday, an 80% chance on Thursday, and then a pretty good chance on Friday and Saturday as well. If anything, those odds may go up, and it's that time period from Thursday morning into Friday, but especially Friday into Saturday early morning, where we may see a little bit of snow mixing in. This is our forecast radar. I'm jumping ahead 24 hours because there will not be anything on here for 24 hours. Here's 8 o'clock Tuesday, and we see that next round of rain moving in. Here's Wednesday at 3 in the morning, a little bit of light rain there. We have the rest of the day where a hit and miss shower is possible, but most of Wednesday during the day will be dry. Then we get into Thursday, more wet weather coming. Here's Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Cold front comes through with showers off and on throughout the day. Thursday at 8 o'clock, we start to see that mountain snow really developing, keeping that rain going through. Friday morning, a little bit of a break, and then more wet weather through the day on Friday, again with that snow level beginning to drop down to the valleys in terms of that mix of rain and snow. We should have no trouble melting whatever snow we happen to get. We're going to be above average for the next 3 days, and then the mid-40s Friday and Saturday for highs, 52 Sunday, and staying in the mid-40s then as we head into early next week. Tomorrow's high temperatures will really depend on that fog. That is why in the spots where we may see more fog, we're going to see cooler temperatures. 49 in Spokane compared to 52 in Coeur d'Alene, Meade, 9 Mile, Deer Park, areas where you'll see the fog. Fairchild Air Force Base, a high of only 46. Meanwhile, we're mostly in the 50s as we head further to the east, and we'll see less of that dense fog that is so problematic this time of year on the West Plains. Your planning forecast, we have at least a chance of rain every single day through the 7-day forecast, keeping an eye for the possibility of some snow mixing in here and there Friday into Saturday. We'll take it hour by hour as we get closer to time. The only time you might run into problems is heading over the mountain passes. We're expecting some heavy snow later this week there. Kirsten?
Thanks so much, Chris. In this week's Money Saving Monday, we are talking about cash back cards. And financial experts say they're an easy way to earn money on everyday purchases like groceries and gas. These cards return a small percentage of spending as cash, eliminating the confusion of point systems and travel rewards. Financial experts say cash back cards work best for consumers who value simplicity and want tangible financial benefits from their regular spending.
First of all, have a real conversation with yourself and your partner, your spouse, and your family and figure out, are we going to pay this off every month, or might we carry a balance from month to month?
Now, experts warn high interest rates can eliminate cashback benefits if balances aren't paid in full monthly. That means you should review interest rates, balance transfer fees, and annual fees before you pick your card. For more tips on how to make your money work for you, head to KXLY.com. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get large pizzas for just $13.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
In a town by the lake on a crisp winter night, holiday lights sparkle, a beautiful sight. A cruise to the North Pole, cocoa in hand, a feeling of joy throughout the land. Fireworks bursting, the grand Christmas tree, rooms with treats for both you and me. One December, I just might proclaim, let's move Christmas to Coeur d'Alene.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Want some help? Yes. Want to skip the line? Yes. Watch an unreleased season of your favorite show? Yes. How about a credit union with low loan rates, no hidden fees, online banking, and friendly member services? Oh, yes. Experience how good yes can feel.
It's all about the person that's leaving this world, but it's equally about the family. We don't know how to handle certain situations, and hospice can come in and train us.
Takes a special person.
Yeah, I said, you are amazing at what you do. And she said, this is a calling, and I love what I do.
This winter, experience the ultimate rock Christmas tradition. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. Friday, November 21st, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketswest.com. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
At Papa Murphy's, we make dinner simple. With scratch-made dough and hand-chopped veggies, we do the prep, you bake it to perfection at home. Fresh, hot, and just the way you like it. Order the chicken garlic pizza at papamurphys.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Falco Spokane, your fireplace specialists.
The Justice Department announced President Donald Trump has issued pardons for a dozen of his most loyal allies.
They were accused of trying to overthrow the results of the 2020 election. CNN's Julia Benbrook is at the White House with details.
President Donald Trump has pardoned a list of political allies for their support or involvement in alleged plans to overturn the 2020 election. And it is quite a lengthy list. The Department of Justice says in total, 77 people received what they are referring to as full, complete, and unconditional pardons. Department of Justice pardon attorney Ed Martin posted a signed proclamation, which read in part, "This proclamation ends a grave national injustice perpetrated upon the American people following the 2020 presidential election and continues the process of national reconciliation." The individuals listed include high-profile figures like Trump lawyers Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and the president's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. This group of presidential pardons is seen by many as symbolic since it only applies to federal criminal cases, and no person on the list has been charged with a federal crime. time. Many, though, have faced or are facing charges in states that investigated efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. The pardon also explicitly states that it does not apply to Trump. This move marks Trump's latest step to absolve or protect allies who tried to overturn the 2020 election results. One of his first actions during his second term was to pardon over 1,000 people charged or convicted for their actions during the January 6th attack on the Capitol. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And the president is once again floating the idea of sending rebate checks to Americans. This time it would come from tariff revenue his administration has collected.
We're going to issue a dividend to our middle-income people and lower-income people of about $2,000.
The president stressed the money would come from tariffs on foreign goods, not taxpayer goods. He says wealthy Americans wouldn't qualify, though it's unclear who actually would. Still, economists warn the numbers don't add up, since the plan would likely cost more than the tariff revenue collected so far, and Congress would likely have to approve the rebate checks.
And the president also announced over the weekend that his administration is moving forward with plans to introduce 50-year mortgages. Now, that plan is being met with skepticism.
Looks to be like the president's looking for a quick fix to a market that is fundamentally broken right now.
Homes are currently seeing the lowest turnover rate in 30 years, and the median age for first-time homebuyers just hit an all-time high of 40 years old.
It's really difficult to see right now for younger borrowers how they are going to be able to afford a home.
So a longer fixed rate mortgage would lower monthly payments, but would also create a higher total cost because of all that interest over 5 decades. Take a $400,000 loan at 6% interest. The total interest on a 30-year loan would be about $463,000. The interest on a 50-year loan would total more than $860,000. The White House has not yet explained how it would get around the Dodd-Frank Act, which effectively bans mortgages longer than 30 years.
All right, still ahead, as the government shutdown drags on, millions of Americans are feeling the impact, from food stamp delays to flight cancellations, how it's affecting families and travelers nationwide.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
I'm a real wild one.
Life is wild. There's work to be done, adventure around every corner, and a truck that handles it all. The 2025 Ford F-150. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew 4x4 for just $329 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Today I'm going to ask you to use your lawn chemicals sparingly. Some examples are pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. When the fertilizers and pollutants get into our waterways, they can impact the fish and impact our drinking water. So let's keep our waterways clean. Pollutants into the storm drain affect our fish and our wildlife and the overall health of our community. Some examples of pollutants are motor oils, RV dumps, paints.
To learn more about stormwater tips, go to SpokaneStormwater.org.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better, to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
Celebrating 80 years in business with discounts for the decades. Up to 80% off store-wide and new furniture collections. The Tin Roof, locally owned, locally loved since 1945.
Well, the government shutdown has now been going on for 41 days. While the Senate is on track to approve a deal, the House still needs to approve it.
And even when the government reopens, the impacts will continue to be felt. CNN's Jen Sullivan explains.
Peanut butter. They love their peanut butter.
At this Los Angeles food bank, they've seen a surge in people coming for free food since the government shutdown began on October 1st.
They just don't have the money, and they need it. They need to feed their kids.
Roughly 42 million Americans receive food stamps to help pay for groceries through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP. But because of the shutdown, many November payments were not sent.
It's just not easy at all.
Even when the government opens back up, it's unclear when SNAP recipients like Chantil Manuel will get their benefits. The Department of Agriculture has to send the funds to each state, and the states then have to process it. Furloughed workers may also feel the financial burden for a while. More than 1 million federal employees have gone without pay during the shutdown. Personal finance columnist Jean Chatzky says those workers should contact their mortgage or car lenders if they're worried about missing payments.
Many of these places have skip-a-pay programs or other forms of relief where they'll actually work with you.
And air travel could still be impacted even after the shutdown ends. The FAA has had to gradually reduce air traffic because airports and air traffic controls across the country don't have enough staff to operate. It's caused mass flight delays and cancellations. But even before the shutdown began, there was a shortage of air traffic controllers.
I used to have about 4 controllers retire a day before the shutdown. I'm now up to 15 to 20 a day are retiring.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warns passengers may still see delays and cancellations even after the government opens back up. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, tonight we've been watching outside it get more and more foggy.
I mean, it is really thick out there right now. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker for a look at it.
Yes, indeed. Here is the view. We saw it earlier this evening over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. All we can see is that thin green line where the arena is. Can't see the courthouse at all as that fog is continuing to thicken in downtown Spokane. Visibility down less than 1/4 mile at Fairchild Air Force Base and decreasing fast at Spokane International Airport as well. It's 38 degrees right now. Not going to drop much from that current reading. Once the air mass becomes saturated, we start to get that condensation, our temperature will stop dropping. Still, there are going to be some spots, I am sure, around the region where the fog is freezing to the roadways. Something to keep in mind if you're heading out tonight or tomorrow morning early. On our satellite and radar, the last of the precipitation has just about moved out of the region, but left enough moisture behind that as our skies cleared tonight, our temperature dropped. We started to see that condensation in the form of fog. Hour by hour, oops, I am gonna, well, we'll look at this time lapse. I will be back with your 7-day forecast.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced plans for a new temple in Coeur d'Alene. On your screen here is a rendering of what it will look like. The nearly 30,000 square foot temple will be built on or near Hanley Avenue and Cortair Boulevard. It will include a meeting house and another ancillary building on the site. Once completed, the temple will be open to the community for tours during a public open house.
Well, we have a baby formula recall we need to tell you about. The CDC, FDA, and Washington Department of Health are investigating a possible link to 13 infant botulism cases in 10 states. One baby is from Washington. All cases are reported to have consumed the ByHeart brand of powdered infant formula you see on your screen. ByHeart has voluntarily recalled the formula. The Washington Department of Health says if you recently purchased ByHeart Whole Nutrition Infant Formula, do not use it.
Well, the FDA announced changes to the labels for hormone-based drugs used during menopause.
Yeah, the health secretary says they are removing the black box warnings of cancer and heart risks to encourage more women to use hormone replacement to treat symptoms. ABC's Rena Roy has more on what doctors are saying.
Bold warning labels will soon be gone on all hormone replacement therapy used by women going through menopause.
The FDA is announcing today that it will remove the misleading black box warnings from all HRT products.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying today those labels warning of stroke, heart attack, dementia, and blood clots, among other serious risks, are outdated and unnecessary. An expert panel formed at the FDA in recent months recommending the removal after reviewing latest scientific studies.
The science is clear. Hormone therapy is safe and effective, and it is hugely beneficial to the vast majority of women when properly timed.
The drugs come in pill, patch, and cream form containing hormones like estrogen and progestin, which are approved to ease menopausal symptoms like night sweats. The FDA estimating millions of women have avoided those drugs out of fear, saying almost a third of women did not use HRT due to the black box warning, according to a survey.
As we've reviewed more data and understanding also how these medications can be used in a variety of different ways, new information and expert review looks back at that old data and says, hey, that's likely overemphasized.
Many doctors, including the largest medical group of OBGYNs, agree this is a positive step for women's health. An estimated 8 to 10 million women living with symptoms of menopause every year.
We've seen not only that we don't see those severe risks that we were concerned about, but we're seeing a reduction in cardiovascular risk and even improvements in cognitive abilities later on in life.
Now, doctors stress that this label removal doesn't mean that there is zero risk. It is still important to talk to your primary care provider about the right medication and dosage for you. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York. Well, the Cougar men were back on the court tonight hosting St. Thomas. We'll have an update.
And the Cougar football team is back from a bye. After the break in sports, you'll hear from head coach Jimmy Rogers on the matchup with Louisiana Tech. And Vandals head coach Tom Ford talks about their matchup with Sacramento State. Don't go away.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
This is where all your dreams come true. You
Moulin Rouge, the musical, is the winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, November 19th through 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
There's a reason the F-150 has been America's best-selling truck for 48 years. Features, power, and price make the F-150 a no-brainer. And for 2025, you now have over 13,000 pounds of towing capacity and even hands-free driving available. Our team at Wendell Ford is proud of this truck. It's one of the reasons we've been around for over 80 years. When buying your new truck, think Wendell Ford. Drive for generations.
I learned to cook from my mom and my grandma, just watching. I think food is one of the best ways and easiest ways and most amazing ways to connect with people cross-culturally and then human to human. My awesome is feeding the people I love.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, Washington Trust Bank can help you get there. Learn more at watrust.com/awesome.
Disney on Ice invites you to an adventure that's off the charts as DJ Mickey and his friends remix your favorite tunes from The Lion King, Frozen 2, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and Wish. Every beat creates a magical moment. Only at Disney on Ice, Let's Dance. Don't miss the special holiday sing-along pre-show included with your ticket. Coming to Spokane Arena November 14th through 16th. Visit DisneyOnIce.com and get your tickets today.
So it cooks a pizza in 2 minutes? We'll take it.
Moulin Rouge, the musical, is the winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, November 19th through 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Welcome to sports, folks. It's football week in the Palouse. The Cougs are back at home, and the Vandals will be hitting the road, but don't worry, we've got hoops for you, too.
And the Cougs back in action after their bye week, looking for a bounce back in front of the home crowd. The Cougs are coming off of a tough 10-7 loss at the Oregon State Beavers, looking to keep their bowl eligibility hope alive with only 3 games left in regular season. Head coach Jimmy Rogers spoke about the team's focal point for this week.
That's kind of the focus right now is be present. Let's lock in. We got a really tough matchup this week that we need to bring our A game, and we need to win every play, win the moment, win the response.
The Cougs will be playing at home for the first time in 3 weeks this Saturday, November 15th. Kickoff in Pullman is at 7 p.m. And the Vandals are back on the road this week, also looking for a bounce back after a tough 28-14 home loss to the UC Davis Aggies. They're hitting the road this weekend to face the Sacramento State Hornets, known for their go-go offense. Head coach Tom Ford spoke about the team's resilience throughout the season.
Our kids just keep fighting, and I think that shows a lot about the belief they have in each other, and that's something that you can definitely build on. When players believe in each other, players believe in the program, you can certainly build on that, and I think that mental toughness portion has really been shown in those times.
And the Vandals will hit the road to Sacramento for their final road game this Saturday, November 15th, with kickoff set for 6 p.m. And the Washington State Cougs basketball team had a home game tonight hosting the St. Thomas Tommies. They wrapped up that one on top, 81-71. Their first win of the season. 3 players ended up in double figures, leading by 26 before emptying the bench. They host the Washington Huskies this Friday at 8 p.m. And well, Derek, Cougs back at home. Hoops.
Yeah, finally about time they got a win. And football needs to follow suit with another one on Saturday as well. They need it. All right, Mia, thank you so much.
Chris? That dense fog is going to stick around through tomorrow morning and then gradually clearing. It's going to be a dry day, perhaps our only one this week. A high temperature of 49, 44 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Latah Creek has been making award-winning wines for over 40 years. We started with the Best of Class in 1982, then followed with hundreds of gold medals and multiple Best of Class awards. Stop in, try a taste, and take a bottle or 2 home.
Cheers.
Goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. April 15th, Spokane Arena. Journey. Tickets on sale Friday, November 14th at 10 a.m. at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
In a town by the lake on a crisp winter night, holiday lights sparkle, a beautiful sight. A cruise to the North Pole, cocoa in hand, a feeling of joy throughout the land. Fireworks bursting, the grand Christmas tree, rooms with treats for both you and me. One December, I just might proclaim, let's move Christmas to Coeur d'Alene.
For over 50 years, North Idaho Urology has been the trusted leader in urological care. From routine checkups to advanced prostate cancer treatment, our expert team is dedicated to your health every step of the way. With cutting-edge technology, personalized care, and locations in Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, and Sandpoint, we're here when you need us most. Don't wait. Early detection saves lives. Schedule your appointment today at niurology.com or call 208-667-0621.
Latah Creek has been making award-winning wines for over 40 years. We started with the Best of Class in 1982, then followed with hundreds of gold medals and multiple Best of Class awards. Stop in, try a taste, and take a bottle or 2 home.
Cheers.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Taking another live look at all that fog that's socking us in downtown Spokane. Wow. can't see a whole lot except for the green.
I mean, that's the Spokane Arena, right?
Yes.
Which is right across the street from us, and you could barely even make it out from this camera. Usually we see it.
It's changing dramatically, Chris.
Yes, it is developing very quickly. Well, we're very close to the river, and the closer you get to the river, the denser that fog becomes. And out on the West Plains, that's where it normally really causes problems. Take a look at our visibility right now. We're down less than a quarter mile at Fairchild Air Force Base. At the airport in Spokane, 2-mile visibility, and that is what they're reporting in downtown Spokane, but it looks like a lot less than that. Right across the street, mile visibility at Phelps Field and Spokane Valley was down to 0 just a minute ago at Deer Park, and now is up to 1 mile. Meanwhile, it's clearer in Hayden, Post Falls, and Coeur d'Alene. It's changed a little bit again, and will remain clear. You'll notice the difference in the temperatures tomorrow. It'll be a little bit warmer there without that dense fog to start the day. This is our forecast for the fog starting off at our current time, showing some of those areas of dense fog and the usual suspects, the West Plains, out Highway 2, and then down into the Columbia Basin, as well as some of the sheltered valleys of eastern Washington and North Idaho. And that's where we are going to find our fog through tomorrow morning. Here's tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. It is tricky to time when that fog is going to clear. Our sun angle this time of year is quite low, so it does take a lot to burn the fog off this time of year, but I still think we're going to manage to see some sunshine. 4 things to know about your weather. Morning fog. It is going to stay dry for Veterans Day, possibly our only dry day this week. Rain will return a little bit on Wednesday, and then rainy Thursday, Friday, and possibly into the weekend. Also, the chance of some snow mixing in here and there. Nothing to shovel, nothing to snow blow, but it is on its way. I've already got at least one of our cars has the winter tires, 1 to go. Tuesday, hour by hour, your forecast. Expect to be pretty socked in through mid-morning. We'll see some sun breaks as we get into early afternoon, and then a much better chance of sunshine by the time we're into 1, 2 o'clock, just in time for sunset. We'll see the sunshine. Light winds tomorrow, and that high temperature of 49 degrees is running a little bit above average. 30% chance of measurable rain Wednesday. Right now, it looks like the best chance to see that rain will be in the very, very early morning hours, and falling as rain, despite the timing on that. Good chance of rain on Thursday, and then off and on Friday and Saturday as well. Today, we picked up 0.04 of an inch of precipitation. We are running well above average to this point in the month. We've had over 1.25 inches now. We're only 10 days in, and we've had more than half of our usual allotment of monthly precipitation for the month of November. Chance of rain every day through the forecast. The best chance to see a little bit of snow mixing in will be early Friday and into Saturday, but we'll dial in on that forecast as it gets closer to time. Again, I don't think you're going to need to get the snow blower out of storage just yet, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Last month, former NFL star Nick Mangold took to social media urging the public for help in finding a kidney donor.
And he died from complications of kidney disease at just 41 years old. Thousands more are facing the same life or death wait. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio shares the story of one woman's search to get the transplant she desperately needs.
Stacy takes it one day at a time.
Waiting takes a toll on you.
4 years ago, while working long hours as a chef, Stacy started feeling sick.
My legs were cramping. I couldn't eat. I lost a lot of weight.
A visit to the ER revealed her kidneys were failing. She was started on dialysis.
They put 2 needles, one here, one here.
Now she takes a handful of pills every day.
I take blood pressure medicine, cholesterol, blood thinners.
According to the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, more than 90,000 Americans need a kidney, but only about 23,000 received one this past year. Stacy can only receive a kidney from a donor with blood type O. She's on 3 different transplant lists, but she doesn't know how close she is to the top. Helen, her 89-year-old mom.
We don't know, where she's at.
Stacy and her mom depend on each other.
I have macular degeneration now, and I really need her.
Dialysis leaves Stacy exhausted, and she can't work.
She just stays on the couch. She says, Mom, I'm very, very tired, I said, okay, just stay there. It's okay.
Helen just wants her daughter to have a normal life.
I said to the doctor, look, she's got to get a kidney. I'm 89. I said, how long can I last? I want her to get it, and after that, I don't care what happens to me.
Oh, I love you so much.
A new kidney would be life-changing.
I want to be able to travel more,
Get a job.
Get a job.
Go back to your cooking.
Go back to my cooking, yep.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News.
All right, as we go to break, let's take another look at that fog in downtown Spokane. We'll have one last look at your forecast coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
When you've been injured in a car accident, the insurance company can make you feel small. They make you feel unimportant. They make you feel like your situation doesn't matter.
Right when you need help the most.
That's when you call Russell & Hill.
You are important to us.
We'll work to get you the results you deserve.
So you can get back to being you.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident?
Russell & Hill will fight for you. Call 800-LAW-0842.
Listen up. Everything we've worked for has led to this moment. Training is over. It's time to be efficient, like the Kubota Grand L Series. It is time to grind, like the Kubota LX Series, which is packed with extras. It's time to be tough, like the rugged BX Series. So let's get out there and plow, fight, and win.
Look, I used to be the early bird, the harbinger of the holidays. But now, I'm just mad. Northern Quest's Holiday Head Start is stealing my thunder with $60,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. All before I can even become a leftover sandwich. I mean, what's a bird got to do to get stuffed and basted around here? Whatever. Enjoy your 60 grand. The $60,000 Holiday Head Start, only at Northern Quest.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, the topic of speed signs is back in front of the Spokane City Council. We'll give you a look at the new designs tonight at 11.
And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got some fog tomorrow morning for Veterans Day and then dry conditions. A high temperature of 49 degrees, a much better chance of rain as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. May see a little bit of snow here and there.
Ooh, snow. It's exciting.
Yeah, been seeing some of those. Again, Facebook memories showing snow like